Edith Labelle here with Shaj Haque, and still Cage Warriors flyweight world champion. You wanted to make history here in Rome, being Bangladeshi, defending your title. You got it done. How happy are you right now?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy right now. I knew I would do this, I've said it many times. I actually offered to fight this fight at bantamweight, but he wanted to come down. So I feel like I'm like a two-weight champion right now. Just don't have two belts around my shoulders. But there's nobody else for me to fight. I literally have to fight in the UFC. There's nothing else for me. I've proven myself since the start of my career. I've fought all the best fighters. And I was just saying before, Makayev messaged me to fight me in UFC London. I replied, let's make it happen. And then he just went quiet. These guys don't actually want to fight me. I'm fast and I don't slow down. And then they suddenly realize that I'm a tough fight. They think they can take me down, but then they can't. You've just seen it in that fight. Mikel's got very good wrestling, but he was nowhere near taking me down. He threw lots of power shots, and I haven't got a single mark on me. So I feel like I'm levels ahead of these guys. I should be fighting in the UFC. There's nobody left for me to fight out here.
I agree. And in all seriousness, how many rounds do you feel you still had left in you? Because you still look like you could have, you could still be fighting tomorrow.
I think I'd probably get tired if I did another maybe 4 rounds. But I think, maybe put a decent pace. So maybe another about 5 rounds, and then I'd probably, my heart rate would probably go a little bit high. But literally, as the fight goes on, I only get faster. These guys slow down. Nobody wants to fight me for 5-5s. I'll give him some credit. He survived that fight. But look at his face. He took a lot of damage. It's going to take him a long time to recover from there. And I don't think I got hit once. Not that I remember, at least. I just never felt any real threat that I was going to, take a big shot there. I felt so much faster than him. And like I keep saying, let's make history, I'm a Bangladeshi. There's no other Bangladeshi fighters fighting at this level. If I can get into the UFC, I'll inspire an entire nation of young fighters. And I want to do that for my country, from where I was born. I know I train in England. But, there's a lot of people in England that, to be inspired by, but there's not many in Bangladesh. Dana, Mick Maynard, let's make history. You can inspire an entire nation. Maybe one day UFC Bangladesh, it's history. I've just made history in Rome. Every time I'm fighting, I'm making history for my country. And I have to get to the UFC. There's nobody else for me to fight out here. Please, make that happen.
And also, being part of a weight class that sometimes gets overlooked, how good does it feel to win a title by clean knockout, and then to be tonight, just a dominant dogfight? How good does that feel?
It feels great. Every fight I feel like I'm proving that, I'm better. I'm fighting all areas. I can go the distance and I can put a hell of a pace. I can knock people out. Maybe the next one, what do I need to do? Maybe kill someone in the cage and then they'll give me a shot. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what else I can do. I don't want to kill somebody, but maybe I'm going to have to.
Well, yeah, we all know where, Cage Warriors champions don't do that. Yeah, we all know where Cage Warriors champions head, are heading, especially now after defending your title the way you're doing it. I definitely believe, you belong in the UFC. I hope that's next.
I'd like to give one shout out to my wife. She's pregnant, heavily pregnant. She's due any time now, really. By September. Thank you so much. And she's been very supportive in this camp. You can imagine how tough it is if you're pregnant. And I've had to, sleep on time. I've had to do lots. I haven't been able to do as much as I should. And it's tough. I can see it. But she's been really good. She's never put any pressure on me. She's looked after my other little one. And Dad's strength level 2 is coming up. Danger coming.
There's been some debate online. Who the European flyweight king is. I think you finally really shut that down.
I think I'm one of the best bantamweights as well. I've just proven it there. You've seen Michel, smash Dominic Wooding. He was like, he was too strong for him. But he didn't even touch me. He couldn't take me down. He couldn't do anything. I offered to fight him at bantamweight. Like I said before, I should have 2 belts around my shoulders right now. Graham, give me that other belt, please. It'll just look much better.
There were some mixed feelings after the weigh-ins yesterday, just because some intense words were exchanged, and then you got a present, you got some biscuits. First of all, did you save me some?
Yes, you can have some. There's quite a lot in there. It was actually I didn't know what to do. He gave me all the hype, and I was like, right, let's go. And then all of a sudden he calls me over and like, here's a present, welcome to Rome. And I'm thinking, now I don't know how to feel about this. It's very tricky.
Do you think it was a strategy?
That was new, I've had a lot of experience in the sport.
Kill them with kindness.
I've had a lot of experience in the sport. I thought I'd seen everything, but today, yesterday, I've seen something else to get in my experience bag. If my opponent ever tries to play mind games like that. But no, thank you, Mikel. I've got some treats to have on the flight back now, and I might even share it with my corner team.
Congratulations! There are no doubts in my mind. You are the flyweight king in Europe for sure. And
yes.
You belong in the UFC, so I'm really hoping
you're
heading there next.
Let's go, Dana. Mick Maynard, please make it happen. There's nothing else for me to do.